Good morning. My name is Salome, and I'm a disciple of Jesus. And I came to share with you today some things that he taught. Now, being a disciple means to be a follower, and it means to be a student, one who studies what the teacher teaches you about how to live and how to conduct yourself in life. Well, some people think there were only 12 disciples, but there were really many of us. After Jesus died, when we were all waiting for him to come meet us in the upper room, there were 120 of us waiting. But it's not his resurrection that I came to talk to you about this week, although it's tied to that. What we're talking about this week is a word I've heard a lot lately, and that word is worry. Do you know what it means to worry? Have you ever been worried? Do you sometimes worry that your friend doesn't like you? Or sometimes it's your parents that might make you worried. Or sometimes, now that school is out, you might worry about when school will start again and if it will ever start again. There are lots of things to worry about. Well, I want you to know that when I followed Jesus, we had many things to worry about too. There were Roman soldiers that lived in our land that could just grab us off the street at any time and make us carry their pack for a whole mile, no matter what we were doing, no matter how important our task was. There was worry about whether we could pay our taxes or whether the government would take away our property. And then again, sometimes we worried about whether or not we would have enough money to pay our temple tax or to buy the lamb for the Passover celebration so that everybody could have a party. Well, there's always reasons to worry, but one day Jesus decides to talk to us about worry. And I can't tell you how surprised we were when he started talking about worry, because he gave us the strangest thing to think about. He said, when you start to get worried, I want you to think about, and what do you think he said? Do you think he said, I have a whole army of angels that can come and protect you at any time? Nope. That's not what he said. Well, do you think he said, all the beasts of the whole world are mine, and I can send my bears and lions and tigers to protect you? Nope. That's not what he said. Well, one other thing I can think of that we thought of was maybe he would say, don't worry, when the time comes, I'm calling my army together and we'll get our weapons and we'll fight and you will all be safe. But Jesus didn't say that either. He said instead, when you worry, I want you to think about flowers. Flowers? We nearly fell off our stools. What was he talking about? Why should we think about flowers? How could flowers help us? I love flowers. I have pretty daisies and roses and all sorts of flowers. But why would a flower help me not worry? Well, then he got even more specific. He said, consider the lily. Well, I've grown a lot of lilies and I really love them because they're beautiful. but one day they fold up and they're gone. So how does a lily help me not worry? Well, Jesus' words about worry were so strange that we decided we had better write them down and save them so we wouldn't forget what he had said. He said, I'm going to tell you something about worry. He said, don't worry about your life, whether you eat or what you will drink, and don't worry about your body, what you're going to wear. You know when you think about it that your life is more than food and clothing. And he says, could any of you, by worrying, make your life one bit longer? And of course, we knew the answer was no. And why do you worry about clothing? And this is where he brought up that lily again. Think about the lilies of the field and how they grow. They don't work and they don't spin, but I tell you that even Solomon, the richest king Israel has ever known, in all his most beautiful dressing by the finest dressers of the land, was not clothed as beautifully as these are. And think about it. It only makes sense. If God clothes the grass of the field like the lily, which is here today and gone tomorrow, will he not much more clothe you? Use your faith and think about the God who loves you. Don't worry, asking what will we eat, or what will we drink, or what will we wear. It's those who don't know about God, those who don't know they have a loving Father, who worked for all those things and are worried. Of course, your Heavenly Father knows everything you need. If you put loving God and showing his love to your neighbor first in your life, you will see that you have everything that you need. All the things will be given to you, and you will be as glorious as a flower, growing and blooming and living a life without worry.